Okay, so let's get started. All right, let's step back, make sure you have room. ISKF. So, Oksayame, Shomini, it. Otagani, it. Okay, so let's go arms around it. Sun, sheep, go, go, sit, touch. Two hands switch, knee, sun, sheep, go, go, sit, touch. Two. Then this time over back, make a circle, come in front, make a circle, making a figure eight. Sun, sheep, go, go, sit, touch. Two. Now follow the other direction. Follow your thumbs. Sun, sheep, go, sit, touch. Two. Then arms up and turn and make a circle. Make a circle side to side. Sun, sheep, go, sit, touch. Two. Follow your thumbs. It's me. Sun, sheep, go, sit, touch. Two. Bring your arms around top and then under bottom. Making a circle. Knee, sun, sheep, go, sit, touch. Two. Go on the bottom. Go the other direction. Sheep, go, sit, touch. Two. Then from here, take this one, make a circle in front of you this way, and go outside, inside. Sheep, go, sit. Two. Switch directions. Knee, sun, sheep, go, sit. Two. Then your hands. Fold, let me get closer so you can see the hand action. So bring your hand, so bend at the wrist, in, up, out, down. In, up, out, down. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rok, sit, hach, ku, ju, ich, ni. Let's go out, go the other way. Ni, san, shi, go, rok, sit, hach, ku, ju. Shake them out. Okay. Then think of your sternum. Let it sink in. Tuck your hip. Let it sink in around the shoulders. And then bring it forward. San, shi, go, rok, sit, hach, ku, ju. Now think of the same area. Move it over. So as we do this, keep the shoulders level. And side, side, side. Then take your arms, roll this one over, and switch. San, shi, go, rok, sit, hach, ju. Okay, your hips. Sit way back. Like try to touch the wall behind you. And all the way touch the wall. Push it forward. One, knee, san, shi, go, ro, sit, hach, ku, ju, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, sit, hach, ku, ju. Pantay, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, sit, hach, ku, ju, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, sit, hach, ku, ju. Okay, now take your foot. We want to roll it from the hip. So we want to take our foot and turn it all the way around as far as you can, heel to your toe. I don't know if you can see my feet. Let's go here. So you want to turn it all the way around, out, Then toe to your heel and close it as much as you can. Open, close, open, close. Remember, we're doing this from the hip. So the thigh down. So hip is moving, of course. Cheek, go, rope, sit, touch, hoop, chew. Hantai. Heel to toe, open it up. Toe to heel. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, rope, sit, touch, hoop, chew. Okay, now get on your foot, come back to your heel, then actually take your front foot, put it back behind a little bit, go to your heel, come up, come forward. San, shi, go, rook, sit, touch, coop, ju. Switch over, this one back a little bit, come back, come forward. San, shi, go, rook, sit, touch, coop, ju. Okay, back up we go. Open your hips more than shoulder width and drop down and up and some. Remember, when we do this, keep your hip lined up, keep the shoulders back. Sun, she, go, ro, sit, hats, coop, ju, itch, knee, sun, she, go, ro, sit, hats, coop, ju. Now from here, down, arms against your arm, your knees, going outward, and right side to the left side. San, shi, go, ro, sit, hat, ku, ju, ich, ni, san, shi, go, ro, sit, hat, ku, ju. Press your knees, open, kind of like open them, relax, open them, relax. San, shi, go, ro, sit, hat, ku, ju. Now, open your hands, and we're going to maintain this lower position. I'm just going to tip forward. Elbows against your knees. And just slightly rock forward and back. Go, ro, sit, hat, ku, ju. Coming up. Hand against your knee, and drop your shoulder, and switch, and sun, sheep, go, ro, sit, hat, coop, ju, and coming up. So I'm going to drop down again. So we'll make a lower lunge. Coming down. Knee down is okay. And just hold. So while you're doing this, let's not drop our head. Keep your head up in line with your back. Then knee up and body up. High lunge. Now from here, bring the hip and the foot back, drop the hip. So we're like proud warrior position. And roll back to a lunge. Back to warrior position. Lunge. One more warrior position. Let's change over to the other side. We'll start with the low lunge. Body forward, hands forward. But don't collapse. Keep your body engaged. Extend the back leg, body up, upward lunge. And then roll the hip back to, keep the hip down. And lunge. And warrior. Lunge. Warrior. Lunge. And warrior. Right, coming up, hips around. So we'll do another one. We'll keep the back leg up. Keep the back leg extended, so not down. Keep it extended. And we'll have our opposite hand in line with your feet. Okay, not out here, not in here, but also in line with your back foot. So hip is forward, parallel to the ground. Okay? And then from here, engage your shoulder blade so it twists the body a little bit, then reach up. And come back. Engage the shoulder and twist. And back. And sun. And back. Sheep. And back. And go. And back. Coming down. Push all the way back to like child's pose. So push all the way back. Okay, other leg, come forward, extend the back knee. So from here again, using the support from here, go to your shoulder, engage your other shoulder, and extend. And back. Engage your shoulder, and twist. And back. Engage. And back. Engage. And back. One more. Engage. And back. Come back down. Again, drop back to child. I'm going to turn sideways. Come up, get your back toes underneath. Extend up. Down dog. Left heel, push it down, bend your right knee. And switch. And sun. And sheep. Go. Rook. Sit. Hutch. Coop. Ju. Push them both back. Bend your knees. Get your tailbone up in the air. Walk your hands forward. Forward bend. And coming up. Shake it out. Let's see. Gotta make it so you can see my feet. Okay. I had to check the volume. Make sure I'm up. Okay. Make kibadats. Toes forward, knees bent, hip underneath. Okay? So from here, let's go chokoziki. Nice knees, shoulders down. Right. Knee. So when you're going slow, think of hip. San, shi, do, rok, shich, hach, kup, ju, ich, ni, san, shi, do, rok, shich, hach, kup, ju. So, okay, yeah, man, shake it out. So think of your upper body, your shoulders, then your shoulder blades in the back. Get your shoulder blades in the back down, and think of this idea from here. Squeeze down to your hips. 1, relax, 2. Now, we don't want to just go to the hips. We also want the hips down to the legs to squeeze inside this way and go sink down. Sink down. Keep your feet flat. So sink hips to your knees, knees to your ankle, ankle to your foot. So sink down, same time shoulders. Shoulders sink down, hip sinks down. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a little bit of that muscle right here, squeeze that one just a little bit in the back. Get the shoulders back. Right. Knee, san, shi, go, orok, shich, hach, kup, ju. So each time we punch, we want to get this down. Oh, make this connection down, upper body, from here to the hip, hip to the knees, knees to the feet. This, we want this down. So let's make kibadats. Okay, let's get the same feeling. Shoulders to your hips, hips to your knees, knees to your feet. And knee. Remember that muscle right here, squeezing here underneath. San, shi, go, rok, shich, hach, kup, ju. Okay, let's chokoziki. So relaxed, we're in a relaxed position, neutral position. We're going to punch, make that connection down. Then go relax. San, squeeze down. Ship, go, ro, shich, hach, kup, ju. So right when we punch, we want our hip and our abdominal area right above the hip. We want this feeling here. Squeeze. Well, same thing with this coming down to hip, to your knees, knees to your feet. 1. All right, ready? Knee, san, relax. Chip, go, ro, shich, hach, kup, ju. Right. A little bit snappier, just snap it. Don't think make power, just snap. But make that same connection. Hip, san, hip, go, ro, shich, hach, Snap it sharper. Nip. Relax. Relax. Chip. Up. Up. I am it. Shake it out. So when we do this in our body, there shouldn't be any side to side motion because everything should be squeezing from both sides equally. This side, a lot of times we punch the side we're punching with or we're blocking with, and so we kind of squeeze towards that side. And almost like we're neglecting our Jitte. We want it even. Center coming down, even. This one coming out, this one coming back. So when we do this, there's no, I'm exaggerating a little bit on that action, but I still see some of that when we punch. Here, you're pulling, squeezing, so the body's moving a little bit this way. So we want it even. Squeeze from here to your hip. Hip to your knee. Knee to the floor. Remember, boom, both sides. Let's go again. Chokutsuki. Up. Up. Relax. Chip. Relax. Go. Look. Remember that sink. Boom. Touch. Touch. Go. So remember, relax on both sides. Hump, then bump. Jump, chip. Go, rope. Head, hop. Jump, jump. Head, snip. Hump, chip. Go, rope. Head, hop. Go, jump. Head, snip. Jump, chip. Go, rope. Head, hop. Go, jump. Yummy. Shake it out. Shake it out. So when we're doing one, okay, you started okay. Then we did two, boom, boom. And I'm seeing this tightening on the punching side again. Remember, both sides have to be equal. So the core, the center line is stable. Everything's moving around it evenly, but it's not being pulled one side or the other. Both? Okay. Now from here, let's make, from Kibadach, we're going to turn the hip here. I'm not moving the foot. I'm not making front stance. But from here, turn, I'm just going to punch right here. Okay? And then other side, knee. Remember, we're not adjusting the feet. Feet are still Kibadach. Just turn the hip, and wherever you can punch, you're punching to body center. So we don't want to punch across. So if I'm here, I punch here. Here, that's where I punch. Okay? It's, remember, that connection. Hip, down, pump, chip. Now there should be a slight change of everything this way. As I turn, pump, everything's this way. And a slight change, because I'm not in complete front stance. You see, from here to here, I move more. So, but I'm keeping my foot like Kibadach, but I still have this moving through center to the other side. Well, so there's always going to be this, a little bit. All right, ready? Remember, squeeze down. Chip, hop, jump, jump, it's, hip, jump, chip, hop, hop, it's, punch, jump, jump, ha. I am it. So we're going to have our center moving over, but I got to make sure that when I move, I don't get this action. See, punching side, leaning over. Even just a little bit. Even on both sides. Okay. So from Kibidach, let's go to Yakutsuki. Then the other hand, we're going to reach across underneath, and then we're going to make back stance. Boom. And we're going to do Manjioki. Manjioki. Okay? So from Kibidach, we're still keeping our feet. We're just moving over. And then from the punch, reach across. Don't overreach. Don't move the body. Reach across. Then make back stance. Okay? And let's go back to the punch. Go to the other side, punch. One. Remember, still Kibidach, punch. Okay? Now this left hand, reach underneath. Make back stance. Thump. And then pump. Manjuki. Okay? Then let's go back to the punch. Remember, we're still Kibidach now. Move the other side. One. Okay? Still Kibidach, still, but remember, centers off a little bit. Reach across. And snap your hip. Hump. All right, let's go back. Two. Kibidach. But body shifted. Boom. Reach across. Make back stance. Hump. Hump. Okay, so even though when I'm changing my minaya, my gaze, from here to here, my power's not in this hand. I want you to put your power in your hip, this one. So from here, power into this hip, and pump, 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 pump. Oops. And we still have this from inside to outside, from here, from the hip and the body, pump, and the body shift, boom, with the hip. So from here, pump, hip is moving, boom, hip is dragging in. Oops. So those of you who have gone through side kicking, where we do the crossover, and I talk about using that hip, boom. Oops. Most of you should know that. I think I did it in Juneau, and I know I've done it in Anchorage and Eagle River, but using that hip, boom. So that would be the same feeling, using your hip, boom, boom, here. So not the arms, but the center from here, boom, boom, using your hip. Opening it up and boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's go. Kibidach. So let's go to this side. We're going to punch. One. Remember, we're not moving our feet. We're just rotating and extending our back leg. Boom. So body shift a little bit. Now, reach down. Don't reach all the way across. Reach downward towards the other hip. Elbows in. Then, using your hip. Boom. Boom. Pump, pump. Okay, let's go back to the punch. Other side, keep. Remember, keep your stance, keep it out, see? Just extend this leg. So reach down towards your hip, shoulders down, then boom, use your hip. Pump, pump. Okay, go back to the punch. Ready? Other side, pump. Reach. So we don't want to use and reach like I'm pulling up. I'm pulling up here. We're not pulling up. It's the hip opening from here, this way. So this hip opening and my shoulders work, same. So we're moving center. Mainly here, center, boom, this way. My arms are just coming this way. So I'm not, don't reach up and don't bring your arm up. See, when you do this, shoulder comes up, you lose this down connection. So this is more out and not up. Oops. But it's here. That's where we want the emphasis. Excuse me. All right, ready? Keep it up. Move to the side. Pump. Reach. Relax. So arm hasn't moved. This one hasn't moved. It's right here. And pump, pump, hit, boom. And go back. Other side. Remember, keep it up. Boom. Turn the hip. Reach down towards the hip. And pump, pump, boom. And go back. Ready? Jump. Go. I back. Look. Sit. And back. Hop. Go. And back. Jump. H. And back. Go. Look. And back. Go. Jump. And back. Yummy. So remember what we started with. The shoulder blades back behind, right? My shoulder blades in the back, we don't want them spread, don't want them coming up. I want them pull back and down. Pull back and down behind on your shoulders. And then when you do that, squeeze here and sink down. Sink down to your hip. Sink to your hip. Then from your hip, using the inside, you can glute, down to your knees. Boom. From your knees, down to your feet. Boom. So everything becomes grounded. Right when we're doing this. Boom. So even though the hand is up, the power's from here, not up here. Okay? But here, back, this way. Don't think up. Then we lose the connection. Keep the connection. Here. And again, here. Here. I'm doing back steps. Here. That's the same action. Elbow, right? Here. Not just elbow, but hip. And the knee. Remember how we can use the knee? Those of you who felt my knee against your knee doing these things, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't had that experience, we'll see what we can do as soon as we can. Okay? So this goal of using your body from center, we don't just go pull, punch through center. We go 360 degrees by 360 degrees. And all directions. So 360 degrees by 360 squared type thing. You know, any direction. This way and this way. We can go like a circle, like a globe. We can go around and go up, down. All this stuff is how we make power. From center, going out. A lot of times we think very linear, going straight. But also, this one, not just up, but also power here, down into my leg. And because I'm making connection, my leg to my body, I have power here. But if I try to make power here, I disconnect from the body. So we can't do that. One, that's down, down, down. Oops. So today, we're going to go through Jitte. And this exercise plays right into it. Oops. So first we'll go by the count. Again, don't think about power. Don't think about speed. We're just going to go Jitte by the count. Okay, so just so we know, Jit is 10, te is hand. And hand in this reference is referring to a person, not just one hand, but a person. So we have the strength of 10 men if we practice and master the concepts in this kata. Oops. And so to do that, we have to move from center, not thinking about moving up to the shoulders, moving down into the knee. We have to move from center out, center out. Well, and then we just channel that direction. All right, let's go. Jitte. Right. Subarats. Right. Jitte. Good. Right. It's knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Broke. Shits. Touch. Scoop. Sorry, I made a mistake. Sorry. I went down. So let's go. Let's go again. Jitte. Hey, it's knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Grow. Shits. Touch. Cool. Jump. It's knee. Oh. Sun. Sheep. Go. Grow. Shits. Touch. Cool. Jump. It's knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Oh. Yummy. Right now. So as we're going through at this pace, again, don't think make power, think more of this idea of shoulders, your shoulder blades, make connection to your hip. Make connection to your knees. Make connection to the floor as we're going through the kata. Don't think, I have to make power. No. You do that, again, you disconnect from your hip, from your core. We want to make connection. And don't over tighten it, just make connection. Let's go again. Jitte. Again by the count. Then we'll start going through some detail. All right. Jitte. Go ahead. Right. Knee. Sun. Chi. Go. Broke. Shits. Touch. Scoop. Chew. Itch. Knee. Sun. Up. Oh. She. Go. Broke. Shits. Touch. Scoop. Chew. Itch. Knee. Sun. Sheep. Go. Through. Oh! Yummy. Right now, okay. So last week we did Jion. And the idea was like a tidal wave is coming. An onslaught is coming. So you're going to make yourself, boom. You're going to block this way. You're going to block this way. Whatever's coming, you're splitting it down the middle and driving it to the sides. You're not going to move. So that was a concept of being stable. Not rigid and tense, but stable during pressure. So this idea, again, right to the floor, from technique down to the floor, down to the hip, down to the knees, down to the feet, to the floor. That's what we want to do every time in our training. There are some exceptions. So this first move, it should seem similar. Should seem somewhat familiar. Not because you've done Jitte before, not because you've done it before, but you have done it before, Jitte, or this concept. So if we think of Heon Yondan, we do the kick, this hand comes down, this hand comes up. Except here, open hand, doing makitoshi. See, same technique basically, we just changed the hand position, changed the technique from uraken to makitoshi. Make means to wrap. You get sushi, you get tekamaki. It means you get tuna that's been wrapped. So this idea, make, is to wrap your wrist around the technique. Wrap around, pull it down, this idea. Techniques here, wrap and hook it. Okay, so makitoshi, right here. The other one, boom, doing uraken, boom. But it's the same, you know, from here, boom, here. So from here, boom. From here, here. Same technique. So, but this idea of making this connection from here to here, when I come around, I want to come around. So this has to cover my face. Boom. So I might come up a little bit. I don't want to come up too high. I want to come up, bring it down. And as I lower my body, so it's not just this, I lower my body, then I make that connection and get it into the right place. One fist. See, very little movement. There is some, but very little movement. But we shouldn't be thinking of extending and reaching out and then coming in. This is just one. And down. Let your body bring it down. Don't think about your arm. You have to push it down. Once. So this one here, also starting off from here, is like cover. Come around. Boom. And remember, both sides. Boom. Down to your hip. Okay, let's go. Ready? First move. Ready? Hide it. Then from here, we're going to turn, step up, and come forward. Boom. Just like empty. We've done this one also before. Okay, so from here, going to come to center, and 2. So remember, this isn't doing this. Again, we're not moving the arm like this. So Gene, not like this. But from here, boom, boom, boom. Okay? Elbow is stable. Make connection. Make connection here. Boom. This idea. Okay? So, and remember, so not too close. One fist, boom. We're out here. So both hands are even. So this way, even, not one this way, not one here, here. Side of the body, here. Same position here, like in sundown. Same position. Boom. And bend, bend. So this is downward pressure this way, using Teisho, this way. So we're not like we're doing CPR. Okay, Gene, not doing CPR. Okay, now other hand, make rich hand thumb comes in and comes to the elbow, right above the elbow. We're looking over the shoulder and boom, haito. Okay, okay, watch again. So from here, boom. So it not rock, no rocking involved. From here, 1, 2, then the knees squeeze, bump, squeeze, squeeze, bump, squeeze, bump. And notice arms also squeeze, but it's not this clench. From here, 1, Just squeeze inside, elbows and knees. Okay, one. All right, ready? From here, itch, nip. Okay, this one, half step in. So we want this foot to come underneath the body. One, then two. Okay, I'll watch this again. So, shoulder is important. So when we're going from Jitte to Teisho, we don't want the shoulder to wind up. Don't wind up the shoulder. Keep the shoulder in this line from Jitte. From here, relax. See, and it's just here, then come out. Okay? And this is using Teisho. Arm is bent. So the elbow is behind the arm, so it's not down like knife hand. It's behind this way. Okay, Teisho. And we should be stopping center line. So from here, Jitte here. One, relax the hand, then don't over exaggerate the shoulder and the arm. Using the hip. This feeling. So everyone keep it Dutch. Get your arm in position, elbow is outward, and then relax your hand. Put your fingertips where your hand is this way. Fingertips. Fingertips. Okay, so fingertips are this way. I don't know if you can see, but this way. This way. Okay? So elbow, see my fingertips in line with my body. Then snap your hip back a little bit, just a little bit. Then, okay, not this way, not this way, this way. It's going this path. You know, not straight, but it's going this path at an angle this way. Not exactly 45, maybe 43, maybe 47, maybe 38. Don't get too hung up on that, but we're not going straight this way, and we're not going straight this way. We're going, if you follow your elbow to your wrist, that's the direction we're going. Both? And remember, I'm starting off with my elbow right here. So I'm really not changing position on that. Boom. So don't overextend, don't overthrust. This is just here, elbow still bent. But the biggest part is the hand going from, let me find, from here, 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 snap. But use your hip with that action. Okay? Okay, so let's start again from the beginning. At Jitte. Right. It's knee, sun, sheep. Relax. Go. Use your hip. Now, this one, it starts out from here. The next of them start from here. So this one's starting from the Jitte here, and it's coming this way. The others are starting from Jitte position. So as you're coming through, we're coming through this way. It's still here, Jitte. And then once we launch it, then it's going to make this little curve. Well, here. But it's still this action with your hand. This snap of the wrist from Keto to the palm heel, Teisho, okay? Okay, we got one more, again, same from the side. Coming from the side, it's still right here, then something. Okay, then from here, come to center, boom. Come to center, from here, boom, coming up. Okay, so If you remember, we did a class where we had did kosa uke, you know, in the front. So, and I think, let me get it real close. So we have the footwork. So we don't want to put both feet flat. Okay, remember we have the support foot, the foot that's coming across. Either, last time we talked about either the edge or the ball of your foot. So when we come across, boom, here, we're coasted out this way. Then, boom, pull. So we're not from here, here. Okay? Because there's really no stopping this from that block, juji, okay, to the pull. In that, so let's go from here. So we did the teisho. We're going to step juji, okay, across, up, jodan, then pull down, home. Let's go back. From the teisho, so remember, we're always talking about the shoulders down to the hip, right? So even though we're doing jujuke, still down to the hip. Shoulder blades in the back, down. Don't reach up. Okay, we're reaching from the center. Boom, here, then boom, pull. Okay, ready? Teisho, jujuke, hit. Okay, this is Yamazuki, or I'm sorry, Yamauke. So Yamauke, we're blocking up this way. The elbow should be just slightly higher than the shoulder. Not way up, but not down, not even, just slightly higher. And the palm is facing the inside on both sides. Okay? All right, so let's go back again. From Jujioke, Jodan Jujioke. Remember, we're in Kosadach. We make it, and then we pull down. Hump, pull down. Then make that focus. Then when you release, boom, Yoriash, boom. So not a step across, Yoriash. So it's hard to do from standstill. Hard to do from standstill. So let me get to the feet again. So let's see. Kosadach, pull down, then boom. Here, Yoriash. Here. Not step, out, step. Okay? Yoriash. Yoriash. Boom, boom. So we have to put those together. As soon as we make the boom, boom, we have to move. Because otherwise you lose that effect through the body. Okay, let's go back again. Okay, let's go from the last teisho. And let's come up to the jujioke, kosa, jujioke, up. Remember, everything's down, and pull, and home. And one more, Gene. All right, let's go back. See, if you stop, we lose that like a bouncing ball. Boom, boom, boom. Ball doesn't move once it's stopped. We have to boom, boom, boom. So same thing, compression of the body. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so let's go. Teisho, Jujuke, Watsuke, and Yamuke. Okay, so Yamuke. So if we think of Teki Shoda, we have from here, this idea, right? And just as we talked about with our drill, from the hip, boom, move out. From the hip, boom, move out to this move, right? That was our first drill. So in Teki, we have the same thing. We have here, we have step, let me move back a little bit. We have this step, boom. So this is equal, boom. Then we have the same thing from here, from the center, here, see, and then it comes out, in, out, then in, boom. This compression of the hip. So here, we have this pull down, come up. It's basically the same thing. Pull down, open, open from the hip, boom, then up. Then the relax. When we relax, boom, okay. Relax the hip, boom, and the pull, boom, relax, and come in, just in, pop, up. So we're not doing this big cross. Close. Just boom, boom, come out. All right, let's go. The T-shape. All right, Jitte. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, the next part, again, using your hip, the thing we want to avoid is turning your hip and turning everything this way. Okay? So what I want to do is leave my hip back as much as I can, bring my knee this way. Boom. Boom. This way. So, that exercise, right? So I want my knee, but I want my hip back. I don't want to turn my hip. Okay? So from here, best you can, we're bringing our knee this way. Bringing your knee this way, not open this way. We don't want to open up the knee. We want to bring the knee this way. Boom. If the hip moves a little bit, don't worry. Don't get sweat caught up in don't get caught up there. Okay, so from here, keeping the hip this way, and the shoulders in the same as the hip. And of course, the shoulders and the elbows are the same. 1, then 2. So we have this one coming forward. So boom, we want to use boom. Even though I'm already this way, I still want this here. And the other one in the back is doing this. Boom. So even though I'm already here, it's relaxed. Boom. It's relaxed. Boom. Boom. Okay, so I'm not doing this big twist, but I'm boom, making that twist connection at the end on both sides. This one inside, this one outside. Or like uchi-yoke, this one soto-yoke. Boom. Okay, but it's relaxed, then make the connection. And we're not twisting. Okay, don't get caught up in too much motion. All right, let's go. So from here, keep the hip back, but relax. Don't sweat it if your hip moves a little bit. Keep body in line. All right, then make that connection. Boom, down, relax. You can't do this move if you don't relax. Keep the hip back, bring the knee forward, then snap home. I'll go back. Go back. Remember, we don't want this from here. Want the hip to come up, and then boom, drive it down. Drive it down. Don't just turn and set it down. Drive it down. All right, ready? Get your knee close. Okay? Now from here, we did the last one. I mean, which way are we facing? 1, 2, 3. Here, we did this one. Boom. Then come up. Then this one. So we're not doing sto. We're doing like a sayoke. Pressing block. Here, knee down, we're doing a sayoke down, this way. So this one, though, we're kind of outward. It's like we're going to the shoulder. They're getting ready to move, boom, we press their shoulder. And then we run down their shoulder to their arm. Then we have this tortogooch. Okay, so from here, and 1. Okay, look to the side, and the elbow doesn't move, just bring it inside, inflect inside, then boom, out. Remember, we want the isayoke. Okay, not finger straight, we want to turn. Turn, heel. Not straight, Gene. Yeah. No, not tortogooch. We want here. Isayoke, like hand in on, but we're upward. Okay, now turn and boom. So this is face level. This is down here. Okay? Both arms extended, and they're even, and they're even. So even. Okay? So 1, 2. Then from here, pull, bring it up. Elbows not down, elbows out, behind it. Because this is a thrusting action, and this one is in. Then, so your foot should be hooked behind. Then, pump. Okay? Then, same thing, come up. So the body is 45. This not straight, this is here, across. And turn the hip, just like empty. Boom, we did that a couple weeks ago. This here, elbows in, then boom. Okay, let's go back again. Got just a few minutes. Okay, from here, we come up. We're gonna do a side, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we worked on this last one. We're facing this way, we're going to turn and do manji-uke back stance. 1. Okay, now the drill we've been working on, from here we're going to cross. Remember, we don't want to turn the hip. We just want to cross and then snap your hip, boom, back, just like we just did in the beginning. Let's go. 1. Remember, from the hip, from the hip, from the hip, out, boom. Okay? Then, coming in, itch. Let's go back. From manji-uke, do Jodan punch. Do Jodan punch right now. From here, manji-uke, Jodan punch. Itch. Jodan punch, Jodan. No kids, Gene. Don't pick on the kids. Let's go again. Let's do it again. Jodan punch. 1. Okay, that same feeling. Agi-uke. Ready? H. Nip. Stop. J. Then yame. But when we do yame from here, bring your hands down, come to center, and come up. So don't just come to here. Okay. Ayame. Okay, so that's the time we have. A lot of stuff in there, a lot of little things in there. We worked on that back stance, switching to manji-uke from front stance, in trying to concentrate your hip. The action's in the hip, is not in the arms. It's in the hip, inside, boom. Using from here, boom, moving out from the hip, boom. That's it, then boom. Just using the upper body, lower body in the same fashion. It's not an upper body technique. It's whole body technique rooted from your stance. Well, so if you have any quick questions, we got a few minutes. We can do this. So if you want to mic in, if you have a comment or a question.
I was just going to say, this is the very first time I ever...
I can barely hear you, Sandra.
Really? How about now? How about now?
Yeah, we can hear you better.
You know, I had always brought my knee up and around to turn, so this is the first time I ever, just pulled it across.
Oh, in the Yamazuki section, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I can't think of the name.
We want to make sure we don't just turn the body because I'm wide open now.
Yeah.
We want to bring it up this way. Bring it up this way, then boom, come down. Hand sandan is the same way. Same hand sandan. So we shouldn't be doing hand sandan this way either. Hand sandan, come up, then boom, turn, drive it down. We do teki, we do the cross, we come up, boom. See, that's the same, except we're moving kibarak sideways.
Right.
Same. Good question, Sonia.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Any other comments?
Yeah, at the last 6 moves, don't you bring this hand up as a, I don't know, open hand, close hand? And then open?
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry
Just
about
do
it.
and the 4 rising blocks, right? We
Yeah,
did 1, 2, then the turn. So this one, we have this, we're gonna make our draw hand as we turn, we're gonna do this, but don't think an extra technique,
okay.
okay? I know that was put in there for a short period of time. It confused everybody. So we're gonna have the draw hand from here, boom, to here, boom, but don't do an extra reach out. Okay, we have this, turn, open, block. More direct, okay?
Yes.
Anything else from anybody?
So if, when you're doing the, from here to here and up to here, if you don't do a bigger step heading backwards, how are you gonna get back where you started? Because I have a hard time getting back where I
That's the
started.
question. I'll give you the same answer I've always had. Keep training. So the point here is within this, it's not just one section of movements. It's everything we're doing to where we are when we start that section of movements. This is a lingering conundrum for many, many people. So it's not just yourself, Gene. We're all struggling with that when we think about this idea. But also remember a couple of things, couple of concepts. Now this is when karate became organized, and then they started making rules. The rule was every kata had to start and finish in the same place. But that was not necessarily true. If we see even the Heian Shodan, we do a punch, block. Some systems come up and they stay here and they step. So when they do that, and that's the way Master Funakoshi taught, from what I remember a discussion at Master Camp, you don't end in the same place. So we went from here to here, same place. So we changed our stance for that within the JKA. So I heard this in a discussion at Master Camp. So Jitte is one of those katas. Okay? Unless Catherine has anything on her, nope, about the same. So we all struggle with that. But remember, it's not just the one sequence that gets us back, it's doing the whole thing. Where are we at when we start that? How are we getting there? So a lot of different things, yes. A lot of things to find and study. Is there an answer? That's the question. Okay, anybody else?
No, that's all. I got nothing.
Slide up, Maxo. Sayame, Shomani, red. Otagani, red, os. Okay, so Ted, I see you're still standing.
Yeah, yeah, I'm still standing. It's been 10 years, so I think I can catch up.
Good on you, good on you. Thanks for joining us today. I'm glad you were able to make it today. All right,
Thank
with
you.
that being said, I need to start cleaning up here so the next class can get going. So if all goes well, God willing, we'll see you next week.
Good class, Cynthia, Pat.